Hey, how we doing? I'm Andy. These are Spiders, and thank you very much for coming along and watching. So today we're going to have a look at me unpacking a mystery box that I've had from Spiders. Now, I didn't see these at the BTS show when I went over and I had a quick chat with Luke and that. I didn't see them, so I think I've got a feeling that they might have sold out by the time I got over and spoke to him. But I did see him on the website the week later, so I thought, right, I'm going to pick these up because a lot of people have been talking about how good they were. So I decided to go for the £30 box. Ordered it from the website, arrived in a couple of days, everything spot on, packing and the rest of it, and it was a pretty impressive box. So I'm not going to say much more, and I'll let you see what you think of it, and I'll see you all at the end. Cheers. Ta-ra. So yeah, you know, usual thing, we have a box. I'm not gonna go through too much. We'll quickly get this opened and we'll show you inside. We did have a couple of little surprises, which was some stickers from Scott and from Bethany, and I'm pretty sure that Dave's, yes, there we are, Dave's channel as well. So we've got some stickers from those three, and obviously the Spiders sticker and the card to accompany that. As you can see, we're pulling these out, so all in all there was 5 vials that were in the box. So straight away, the way that I looked at it is, regardless of what they were, at this point I hadn't actually looked at them myself to see what they were, but yeah, £6 each I equated it out to. So here's the first one up. It's a Nandu chromatus, the white striped birdeater, or the Brazilian red and white, and that's a 4cm. And then we've got a Poecilotheria tigrina wicelli, which is awesome to get in a mystery box, if I'm honest. Next up, the tapinauchenius rusty, or the Caribbean diamond. Now anyone that follows my channel knows I like the tapinauchenius. Then we have a Hapalopus formosus, the pumpkin patch. And finally, a Ceratogyrus darlingi, the rear-horned baboon. So we're going to have a look at these now. And remember, each of these £6 a spider it's worked out at. So we're going to have a look and just see what sort of size they are and see whether or not, you know, we feel we're getting value for money. So straight away there, you can see that that's no little sling. That was a really good size, that darlingi, and we'll get these all rehoused a little bit later in the video, so you'll have a proper chance to have a look at them. Next up was the tapinauchenius, and again on this one I didn't open it too far, but I could see that it was actually, again, it was a good sized spider. This was these are all good grown on slings, nothing sort of a centimetre, and really small slings like these. There's some really good sizes in these. Next up, the pumpkin patch. Now this you would expect to be tiny, but as you'll see, once I get my fingers in and manage to get this tissue open, and there we go. So you can see that is only small, but being a dwarf species anyway, it's probably quite a few molts into its life cycle now, so by no means disappointed. Next, the pokie. Now we do have a sub-adult female of these, so you know, looking forward, it would be awesome if this one actually turned out to be a male. I was just being careful because I didn't want it darting out of the pot. But again, there you'll see, it's not the best of views, but you can see that is a really good size sling. And then finally we've got this, the Nandu chromatus. Again, I was just being pretty careful because I didn't want them darting out. It's again not the greatest of views, but you can see clear markings on the legs, so it's definitely a good sized spider leg. So yeah, £30 mystery box, £6 per spider. You know, I'm already thinking that this is an absolute bargain, and I haven't even got them out of the tubs yet. So yeah, let's move on. We'll get them rehoused. And this one here, we're going to start with the pumpkin patch, the Hapalopus formosus. This was fun. Yeah, this was the first spider that was rehousing out of this box, and as you'll see, it went really well.
We got a spider loose in the house, running loose.
And there we are. So I managed to catch it, get it potted up and get it back in, so we have a good little look at it. It's amazing how the markings are already there from such a small size with these. Funnily enough, I'd never owned one of these up until recently, and now within the last month I've ended up with 2 of them, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we'll end up with at least 1 female out of that pair. And then I don't know whether you just spotted that. So this was the start of all the real fun. So we had that earlier little escape, which was managed quite easily. This one, not so well.
Oh fuck! What? Right. Proper got a fucking spider loose in the house now. It's only a tiny little thing.
So yeah, what actually happened is that this one taken itself off the kitchen worktop, did a run and jump.
Ah, I found it.
And I did manage to find it, as you'll see there. It's like, I'm not even sure what that is. It's something that the other half bought. I think it might be for cobwebs. It's like a flash feather duster or something. But luckily we were able to find it, and if I'm honest, I wasn't wasting no time. I just got this one in, and we didn't mess about in getting the lid on and making sure that this one was staying in there. So there we have it, the Hapalopus formosus, or the pumpkin patch tarantula. So next up, this is the pokie. It's the Poecilotheria tigrina weselli, and now I've managed to get this tissue out of the pot a little bit. You can actually see just how big this is. So again, it's a really good size sling, pushing 3, maybe a little bit bigger than 3 centimeters. And if I'm honest, this was probably the easiest of all of them. I think it took me about 25, maybe 30 seconds to get this one rehoused, and the most of that being just getting this little shot here. So yeah, hopefully this one will be a male and we'll have a future pairing with that girl I already have. So next up, we've got the tapinauchenius rusty. So this one threw me a bit because I got the little enclosure prepped for it, but as you'll see, as this one comes through the tissue, It was a hell of a lot bigger than I expected. This itself is probably a good maybe 4 centimetre sling like, so it's a really good size. So this tub that it's gone into is only going to be a temporary fitting, like it's going to need something slightly bigger probably over the next couple of weeks, but I'll just let it get settled in this. I'll let it feed a couple of times and then I'll get it into one of those bigger pots, either like what the pokie's gone into or one of the clear beakers that I use from Wilco's. But yeah, there's not a great view there, but I'll try and get some footage and either share it on this video or I'll post it on Instagram, just to show you the actual size, because this was a really good sized, and there you go, something of an idea of how big it is if you look at it in comparison to my thumb. Really happy with that. So now we've got the Darlingi, Ceratogyrus darlingi, the rear-horned baboon. Now I've owned a few of these in the past and every one of them has turned out male. So I'm really hoping that this one might actually be my first female of this species. I've got a couple of other Ceratogyrus. I have the Brachycephalus wild form and what was labelled as Mozambique but has turned out to be Mashali, confirmed females. But this is one of my favourites, if I'm honest, of all the ones I've kept. I don't know if it's because I've kept them and they've all been males that it's got like a special little place or what, but the webbing that they do and the tunnel systems they build and the characters, they're just awesome little spider. And so yeah, I'm really hoping that this one, you know, I'm really hoping that this one turns out to be a girl. And you see, nice little bit of attitude on it there, didn't really want to go out of its little tub. Put up a little bit of resistance, so to speak, but you know, we do get there eventually. And there we go, safely in. And what I will do is in just a second I'll show you some footage from after a day or so later. I've had just in the mouth of its burrow and looking really cool. And again, you can see that's another really good size sling and probably isn't going to be in this pot for very long, if I'm honest. It'll need rehousing like. So finally we've got this Nandu chromatus, the white striped birdeater, or the Brazilian red and white. So again, I've got 3 of these already. 2 of them are confirmed males. Juvies, they're about 3 inches in leg span, so it'd be really nice again if this one turned out to be a female. Not that there'd be any chance of pairing it with those 2 males because they're too far ahead, but you know, after owning so many of them and them all turning out to be male, it would be really nice if we could finally get a female of this species, like, because they are stunning, awesome looking species. And as you'll see as I'm trying to roll it out of this tissue in a second, you know, they do have quite a little bit of attitude to them. Funnily enough, there is a rehousing video of an Nandu chromatus on my channel somewhere, an older video, and that one had some right attitude, and I think you'll see this one, or you may agree, is something along those lines, like. You see there, we open the tissue and the spider all seems okay. It's just sat there not doing much, but then as I tried to move it, it was quite sort of stubborn, I suppose is the best term to use. So rather than walking out, it actually ended up rolling out on the end of my little stick there, and as you'll see from this shot, I was none too pleased about it. And yeah, in all fairness, you know, if I'd just been prodded and poked and rolled out of bed the way this one has, I'd probably be a little bit pissed off as well. But yeah, so that's the mystery box from Spa Spiders. This was the £30 one, so you know, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm well happy with it, but what do you lot think? Yeah, well, as I said at the end there, I was dead happy with it. Normally when you buy a £30 mystery box, you're expecting, you know, maybe 5 or 6 spiders as you got them, but generally little slings, do you know what I mean? Let's face it, you're lucky if you get one that's about 3 or 4 centimetres most of the time. As you've seen there, that was awesome. Everything other than the Hapalopus formosus was well over sort of the 2, probably even the 3 to 4 centimetre mark. That Nandu chromatus said was 4 centimetres. I'd say it's probably pushing more 5, even 5.5 if I'm honest. The tapinauchenius rasti, well, again, that, as I said, that's going to need rehousing because it was way bigger than I expected it to be. I haven't checked what the prices that he's selling these for are on the website. Do you know what I mean? I just looked at it and I thought, well, you got 5 spiders, worked out £6 each, and every one of them I looked at as an absolute bargain. You know what I mean? So, if you're after your mystery boxes, I mean, you may have to check the website out for Spa because I'm not sure if he does them all the time. I think it may have just been something that was done for the show and then followed on for a little while. But certainly if there is more available, I'll be picking another one up. And if I do, I'll make sure that I show you it all and we can compare them both maybe. But yeah, that's it. I'm done for this week. So that was the Spa Spiders £30 mystery box. I thought it was awesome. I hope you thought it was awesome too. And I'll see you all next time. Nice one. Cheers for watching. Ta-ra.